Step 1. First, you're going to draw two-dimensional figures onto a piece of paper. So as you can see, I have drawn a square, trapezoid, parallelogram, diamond, triangle, and I've left a rectangle to show you. With your 3D Scribbler pen, you're going to use the down arrow, which will push out the plastic filament. You're going to make sure that it kind of goes almost as slow as possible to make it easiest for you, and then you're going to trace that two-dimensional object, like so. You slowly trace the line, and when you get to the corner, you're going to want to lift up. Then you're ready for your next line. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you're trying for accuracy and to go as slow as you can on your line and connect to the line you have. And it's okay to touch it if you need to, but just remember that it can be kind of hot. Next line. And final line. And if you have a little runoff in the end, you can always snip that off. So as you can see, I have my rectangle set. Step 2. Now it's time to use your 3D Scribbler pen and use the lines that you've created to still trace over that base and fill in your 2D object, like so. Sometimes you have to adjust the speed to get it just where you want it and be ready to start coming out. So as you can see, I've done my next line totally parallel to the first one, and then I just start again. It's important to emphasize that you need to stay patient during this process because this can be a little bit time consuming, but it is very fun. Here's my final product, my two-dimensional rectangle completed by the 3D Scribbler pen. My next step is to do that for all the rest of my two-dimensional shapes until the surface is completely covered. For step 3, you'll take your 2D objects that you've created and transform them into a 3D object, such as this cube. To create this cube, I took 6 squares and then used my 3D Scribbler pen to attach them. In order to do that, you just are using the plastic to connect each side, and it stays like this. Next, I wanted to try to make a rectangular prism. So I took 2 at a time, stood one side up, and used my plastic to connect it on the inside. But now, in order to make it 3-dimensional, I'm going to put them together. My 3D pen is ready, and I just kind of hold it, and then I'm connecting it. You're wanting to make sure to fill in the gaps, and if you feel like it's not sturdy enough, all you have to do is flip it over and make sure to try to reinforce on the inside. I'll connect to this side, and then it'll be ready to stand. My last step for this rectangular prism is to add my 2 squares on the ends. And now for step 4. Once you've made different types of 3-dimensional figures, it's time to get creative and inventive and think about what you want to create for your dream playground. That might be some type of castle structure or building blocks or fun things to play on, swing from. The sky is the limit. So your job now is to take your 3-dimensional figures and make something for your dream playground. Begin.